Okay, so once again, a very good afternoon to all our friends joining us for this session as part of the My Smart Ahma topic series. And today's topic is living active and healthy with the Healthy 365 app. My name is Terry, once again, and I'm from the Smart Nation and Digital Government Office. And today's session is brought to you by Smart Nation Singapore, as well as our partners from NTUC ULive. Now, first thing to talk about really is what is Healthy 365. And Healthy 365 app was developed by the government, specifically the Health Promotion Board, to help Singaporeans live healthy and active lives using technology. Now, some of you may know that the Smart Nation initiative was started in 2014 by the government. And over the last few years, we have developed many different type of applications. We have developed different type of technological solutions to use technology to improve the lives of our citizens. And even recently, with COVID affecting our lives, right? Because we have been developing as a smart nation, we could very quickly develop things like safe entry, trace together, and many other solutions that allow our citizens to be safe as well as be able to better manage the COVID-19 situation in Singapore. Now, back to Healthy 365. This app is an app that the government developed to enable Singaporeans to be able to be active, keep fit, live healthily with the help of technology. So what are some of these features of this app? All right. So first of all, this app allows you to keep track of your steps count. All right. Secondly, it allows you to keep track of other health and fitness information like your heart rate, the distance you have walked, or the distance you have run, if you like running, the amount of calories that you have burned, all right, while exercising. And it also allows you to keep track and monitor your weight. Now, this app also allows you to stay active and have fun while participating in challenges. Now, if you are someone like me, all right, sometimes because of work, because of family commitments, it is very difficult to be disciplined in keeping fit, in exercising, in committing to a exercise regime. All right, it's very difficult. We are so busy. But with the Healthy 365 app, we have added fun elements like contests, like challenges. Okay, and we can even take part in some of these challenges and win prizes. Okay, so it is helping, encouraging Singaporeans to stay active by allowing them to complete certain challenges and winning prizes at the same time. All right, so to really encourage everyone to stay active. Now, another key feature of the app is that it allows you to keep track of what you eat. All right, and so that you can, for those of us who like to have a journal of what we eat, all right, especially those that of us who like to take photos of the nice food that we cook, or we go to a cafe, or we go to a nice eatery, we like to take photos of our food. This app also allows you to keep a journal of what you have eaten. All right, and last but definitely not the least is that some of you who have used this app before, you may not know that it allows you to search for healthy lifestyle events, all right, and even walking routes in your neighborhood. Okay, so over the next 1 hour, I will be going through how do you download this app, how do you register, and how do you use some of these key features. All right, and before we end the session today, I hope I have time, I will share with you how does this app, all right, work together with the steps tracker. Okay, and how is the steps tracker, what technology is it that allows it to keep track of your steps, to count your steps for you. All right, so some of you have the Health Promotion Board steps tracker, some of you have Fitbit, some of you have your mobile phones that can help you count your steps, and you might be familiar with some of this. But have you ever wondered what is the technology behind the watch, behind the steps tracker, behind the mobile phone that allows it to be so clever to be able to count your steps? Well, before we end the session today, I will touch on that, and I will in very simple terms, try to help you understand what is the technology behind that. All right. Okay, so first of all, I will move on to teach you how to download and how to register to use this Healthy365. I know that many of you already are using this app, and maybe this first part of the session, you have already been through it. But please hang in there with us, all right? Because the exciting stuff are coming up. But for the benefit of those who do not already have this app, all right, or who used to have it but don't know how to install, don't know how to register a profile, the next few steps will guide you, all right? And I'll be a bit slow so that you can catch up, okay? So for those of you who already have this app, just bear with us, okay? Once we go through this registering and downloading, all right, then I will talk about the key features later on. All right, so this is the next part is the step-by-step guide to use Healthy365, all right? And so depending on what kind of phone you use, if you're an Android user or Apple user, you just scan the relevant QR code and it will lead you directly, all right, to the store to install or download the app, all right? So if you are an Android user, scan the QR code in the center. And if you are Apple, iPhone, iPad user, scan the QR code on your right, all right? Now, if you do not have a QR scanner, if you don't know what is a QR code, all right, what you can do is just go to the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, all right? Apple App Store or Google Play Store, and type in Healthy365. Remember, it should all be in one word, all right? No spaces, no spacing in between, all right? Healthy365, okay? And the app will pop up, and the app icon looks like the one on the left-hand side, all right? Looks like a calendar with a heart in the middle with 365 written inside, okay? So if you have a QR scanner, you can scan the respective QR codes. If not, you can go to your app store and search for Healthy365, okay? Now, after you have found the app, on the app store, it will look something like that, okay? And there is a button, all right? For Apple users, iPhone users, you will see something like a cloud on the left of my screen and with an arrow pointing downwards. Click that to download, all right? Now, if you are an Android user, the word you usually will see is install, okay? So if you're an Android user, you will see the word install. If you are an iPhone or iPad user, you will see a cloud like what I've shown on the screen here. Now, after you have downloaded it, the app, click on the open button. Click on the open button, all right? Okay, so once you have clicked on the open button, the app will ask you for a few permissions, all right? The app will ask you for a few permissions, all right? So the first permission that the app will ask you is to ask you to grant access to Bluetooth, okay? Now, this part, I'm going to share with you step by step what's going to happen, all right? And some of you who are a bit more familiar, you can just go ahead and skip through this part, all right? But if you don't know what to do, it's best to take it step by step, all right? So that I can explain to you why the app is asking you for that permission, okay? So the first permission that the app will ask you for is for Bluetooth. And the reason behind this is that when you use your steps tracker to count your steps, all right, the phone will be connected to your steps tracker, to your watch, through Bluetooth. All right, you'll be connected through Bluetooth. Now, if you do not allow the app to connect through Bluetooth, it will not be able to connect with your watch. All right. So, of course, if you do not have a watch, then don't worry. All right. This particular permission doesn't bother you. All right. But if you would like to connect your smartwatch, your Fitbit, your steps tracker with your phone, you will need to say, okay, you need to grant access for your app to use Bluetooth. All right. The next example is, the next permission that the app will ask from you is actually for notifications. All right. So most apps nowadays, when you download the app, they'll ask you to give permission for the app to notify you of any alerts. Okay, I would recommend for you to say yes. All right, because sometimes when there is new contests or new challenges, new prizes to be won, the app will then inform you. All right, so it's something good. All right, for you to know whenever there are new events, new things happening. All right, new contests to take part in. All right, so you may wish to choose allow or say yes to allow notifications. All right. The third page you will see is actually after you have done the first two permissions, you will start to see a bit of an introduction, all right, to this app. All right. You can actually click on the skip button because I will go through it later. Now, you will come to this page where the terms and conditions of the use of this app will be there. All right. You can just do a quick glance of the terms and conditions, and then you can click I agree, okay, to the full terms and conditions. Now, the next permission is Healthy365 will ask you to allow the app to use your location. Now, I know that this is sometimes a bit scary because you are wondering, if I say yes, then the app will know where I go, right? Does it mean that they will start tracking wherever I go? The answer is don't worry, all right? This app, you can click on allow while using app, all right? Don't click on allow once. Click on allow while using the app. And there are benefits for doing so, all right? The reason is that later on, I will share with you that your app, if you allow it to track where you are using the app, it will be able to tell you in your vicinity, in your neighborhood, from where you are located, what are the events, what are the causes, what are the activities that you can take part in. All right. Now, if you do not allow the app to track, or rather to use your location, then the app will not be able to recommend events, healthy lifestyle events happening in your neighborhood to you because it would know where you are located. Now, another good feature for this knowing your location is that sometimes if it knows where is your location, then it can also recommend walking routes, okay, to you that is based on nearest to you, right? So that would be good because then you don't have to go through a whole list of walking routes, okay? You can just ask the app to tell you based on where you're located, what is the nearest walking route, nature walking route, okay, to recommend to you. So that's another feature of this app, okay? So I would suggest you to allow while using the app, all right? Allow Healthy365 to use your location while using the app. Now, if you choose not to allow, it's also okay. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? Now, one of the last few things that the app will ask you for permission is that Healthy365 would like to access your motion and fitness activity. All right. Some of the phones, if your phone has the capability, all right, within your phone, if your phone has the technology, all right, to track your motion, your movement, your body movements, this permission will pop up. All right. And I would say to click yes, all right, because your phone can act as a steps tracker. Okay, your phone can act as a steps tracker. But for those of you who don't see this last one, okay, don't worry, it means that your phone does not have that feature. Okay, and later at the end of this session, it is this feature, okay, that allows your smartwatch, your Fitbit, and your phone to be able to detect and sense your body movement so that it can count the steps for you. All right. So click yes for this last one. If you don't see it, it means that your phone does not have this feature. Now, one of the last few things we need to do to get you ready to use this app is to register your profile. Of course, if you have logged into Healthy365 before and you did not delete your app, you do not have to see all these things. All right. Once you register one time, you are permanently registered. Okay. You just need to launch the app. You will go into your dashboard. But if you have deleted your app, you need to re-register. Okay. If you, like me, have deleted my app, I haven't used the app for some time. That's why I wanted to create space on my phone. I deleted it. So when I reinstalled the app, I have to click on the blue button here called Restore Profile. All right, restore profile. But if this is the first time, you're using this app, all right, then please fill in the information in the form, all right, and just take note that the areas marked with the asterisk with a star is mandatory, all right. So things like your NRIC, your gender, your year of birth, your name, your mobile phone, all right. Email is not mandatory. Your unit number is not mandatory, but they need your postal code, okay. Address is not mandatory, all right. Now, weight and height is not mandatory, but I would recommend you to put it in, all right. I recommend you to put it in because based on your weight and your height, sometimes, later on, you will realize that there's one section in the app where they will give you certain recommendations based on your weight and your height, okay. Certain recommendations for you, like how many steps should you walk every week, the kind of thing, all right. So it's not compulsory, but I will recommend for you to put in your weight and your height, okay. And if you like, you can put in where do you work, your workplace, or where you are studying, all right. And if not, you can skip those sections and just click on the save button. Click on the save button. All right. After you click on the save button, I believe the app will require you to put in a one-time PIN that will be sent to you through SMS to complete the registration. All right. So just wait for the PIN to come and then put in the PIN. Okay. And then you can proceed on. Okay. And if your login is successful, okay, if your login is successful, then this is the dashboard that you will see, okay, appear. All right. And subsequently, when you log in, when you use this app, when you click on this app on your phone, you do not need to go through the process earlier anymore. All right. You will automatically see this dashboard appear in front of you. All right. So you just need to register one time. Subsequently, you don't have to register it anymore. Okay. Okay. So at this point, I would just want to pause here to see if any of you have any problems registering and being able to download. All right. So if you have any questions, if you have any problems downloading, all right, please put your questions in the chat, or you can use the raise hands function for me to then unmute your mic. All right. Okay. So I just want to pause for a minute here so that we can see if all of you have managed to download, have managed to use this app. Anyone facing problems or having questions so far? I note that there is a question on the redeeming of the NTUC Fair Price voucher. I will respond to this at the end of the session. All right. For now, we will just for now, let's just if you have any questions on downloading and of your app, all right, I will then answer those questions.
Hi Terry, this is Ben.
Yes.
I think we have a member, her name who has difficulty with her account. There seems to be that. Hold on, sorry. I think she restored her profile, but it did not match registered account. Then when she tried to register, it already say that she says that she already have an account, so it seems to be stuck in this loop. So how can she try to get around this?
Okay. Let me check my phone. And that is Dora, right?
Yes.
Okay. So okay, maybe Dora, yours is a bit more complicated. I need to do some investigation. So we don't hold the rest up. I will, if you can, after this session, you just stay back for a while and let me investigate your case. Okay, Dora? Okay. Deanna was asking us whether can others read your profile. So the answer is no, Deanna. Your profile is kept on your phone and nobody can read your profile. All right. Nobody have access to your phone to read your profile. Okay. So all the information is secured on your phone. Helen asked Helen said that she has the app ready, and she asked if she can go back to make amendments to the permissions or the profile. Okay, yes, you can, Helen. If you look at your dashboard, if you look at your Healthy365 dashboard, okay, um, you will, this is the dashboard, right? You will see that there are a few buttons below, right? Okay, click on the arrow, all right? Click on the arrow at the corner on the right hand side, okay? Click on the arrow and you will see this button called profile, okay? You can click on the profile and there are certain of your primary information there that you can update, okay? There's certain of your primary information there that you can update, okay? Now, if you want to change your permissions or especially your notifications, all right? If you want to change your notifications, you have to go to the settings of your phone, go to the settings of your phone, look for the Healthy365 app in the settings, and then go under notifications to disable it if you want to disable notifications, all right? So two ways, if you want to make certain profile changes, you look for the profile button at the bottom of your app. You can make some changes there. If you want to remove notifications or other type of access, go to your phone's settings, look for Healthy365, and then make the changes to the settings over there. Okay. All right. I will carry on the next part of the session. Now, so like I mentioned earlier, subsequently, after you have registered, after you have downloaded, whenever you use this app, once you click on it, this is the dashboard that you will see. All right. You do not need to register anymore. Okay. Now, I first thing I want to do is to help you to integrate your steps tracker with your Healthy365 app. All right. If you have a steps tracker, a steps tracker is a watch. All right. It's usually given out by the Health Promotion Board whenever there's a steps challenge. Okay, you can register for it. Of course, right now the challenge is not ongoing, but I think every year there is a challenge, and you can register to be part of the challenge, and they will actually give you one of the steps tracker. And Health Promotion Board is really nice. They every year they go from different roadshows, different events, and usually they will roster themselves to come to one of your neighborhood events, all right? And you can always go down there to register and get yourself a steps tracker, okay? So if you have got a steps tracker, okay, you can integrate your steps tracker with the Healthy365 app, okay? So why do you want to integrate? So that whenever your steps tracker, take note of your steps, your heart rate, and all your other fitness information, it will send the information to this app, okay, so that you can track your history for your steps. You can also take part in the steps challenge, which is a contest held every year. And once you attain certain number of steps each day during the challenge, all right, you can redeem certain prizes such as shopping vouchers, all right? So to integrate, okay, you just go to this button called apps, okay, it's just beside profile. There's a whole list of wearables over there. You can just click on your wearable and follow the instruction on how to integrate it, all right? Now, for those of you who are using other types of wearables, those not given out by the Health Promotion Board, you can click on the others button, okay? And over here, you will see other brands like Exa, like Fitbit, like Garmin, okay? Now, the good news is that, so if you're using such brands of wearables like Exa, Fitbit, and Garmin, you can also use this function to integrate your steps tracker with your Healthy365 app, okay? One good news for iPhone users, okay? You do not need a smartwatch. You do not need a steps tracker on your watch, okay? Because iPhone has the technology within your phone to be able to track your steps, do the steps count for you, all right? So you can actually integrate this thing called the Health Kit. All right. Within the iPhone, there is an app called the Health Kit. Okay, and you can integrate Health Kit, okay, with Healthy365. All right. So you can use this function, all right, to connect Healthy365 with your Health Kit app on your iPhone. Okay. All right. I go back to the dashboard, and there are a few key features that I would want to highlight to you. Okay. So first of all, the one on the top left, this bell, okay, it basically is an icon for notifications. So whenever the app has a new notification, a new contest, a new events to let you to inform you, this notification will usually have a number on top to tell you that there's a notification. So you can click on it to read and find out what is new. Okay. The second icon is this icon that looks like a GIF, okay, which is actually referring to prizes. Okay, so when you take part in certain contests or challenges, to find out if you win anything, to find out if what are your lucky draw chances, you can go there. Okay, but for now there is no contest, so when you click on it, nothing, it doesn't show anything. All right. Okay, the next section of the dashboard is this middle part where it says what's new on top. Okay, so whenever there's new events, whenever there is a new activity, new contests and challenges, usually they will have a nice artwork there, and it will keep scrolling. So it will like for example, right now there's turn your activity into connectivity in the Great Data Dash with Singtel. Okay, so basically what it means is that every month, if you can clock certain number of steps, Singtel, and you are a Singtel subscriber, they will give you free data for the month. Okay, so this is an ongoing challenge, ongoing contest. Okay, so if you want to find out more, you can click on it to read up. Okay, so the middle section is what's new. All right, new contests and new events taking place. Following that, there's this section called My Fitness. Okay, now this is if you just look here, it will then tell you today, what is the number of steps that you've taken or how many minutes you have exercised. All right. Sometimes you see that it's not updated. You can click on the button called Sync. Okay. Once you click on Sync, it will connect with your phone to your smartwatch to your steps tracker, and then it will update the information. All right. Now, if you click on the blue color bar on top that says My Fitness, okay, it will go into this page that shows you your history. It will show you your history. And this is a very interesting page because over here, you can actually track the last few days. How many steps did you take? All right. So as you can see, this is from my phone. All right. So today, I updated this particular slide this morning. So this morning, I walked 212 steps. Okay. So it seems that over the last 7 days, until last Thursday, my most active day was Sunday because I brought my family out. All right. And for most of the other days, because I'm working from home, I don't walk as much. Okay. So it allows you to track the number of steps and your progress over the last 7 days. Okay. Now, if you want to track your history in terms of weeks or months or years, you can also click on the button on top. All right. You can also click on the button on top. All right. Now, this not just allows you to track your steps. If you have connected this app with your smartwatch and your smartwatch has a function to track your heart rate, all right, your smartwatch must first have the function to track your heart rate. Then your heart rate information will also appear here when you click on the button called heart rate. If you want to know what is the distance that you have walked or you have run, you can click on the distance. Then it will tell you what is the distance you have walked on a daily basis. All right. You can also track the number of calories you have burned. All right. So how does the app know this? When you insert your height and your weight earlier during the registration, based on the distance that you have walked and your heart rate, okay, how fast your heart was pumping, the software inside this app is able to calculate based on this person's height and weight and BMI. I'm able to calculate the steps and heart rate, as in with the information on the steps and distance covered and the heart rate of the person while exercising. All right. Of course, if the heart rate is very fast, okay, it means that you are exercising at a very fast pace. If the heart rate is much slower, it means that maybe you were just resting or you're just walking. All right. It can give you a good estimate of the calories that you have burned. All right. So the software behind this app is able to do all these calculations for you and give you a good estimate. Okay. And yeah, so this is basically the dashboard that tells you your fitness information, and you can track it by days, by weeks, by months, or by years. Right. Now, to return to the main dashboard, you can always click on the button on the bottom left, showing the arrow, and you will scroll and click on the button called dashboard. All right, click on the button called dashboard. Then you will appear back at the first page. Okay, so once you're back here, the next section I'll talk about is this section called the Eat, Drink, Shop, Healthy Challenge. All right, so this is basically a challenge to encourage you to eat eat and drink and shop in a healthy manner. Right. So when you click on this button, it goes into this page called challenges. All right, and there are three sections. All right, the first section, the first column is food. Second column is drink, and third column is the things you buy. Okay, so if you look at the center screen, all right, basically it explains to you, all right, when you buy food, drinks, or items from the supermarket with healthier choice symbols, okay, with all this, and nowadays when you go to the kopitiam or certain cafes, certain items there, if they the health promotion board classify them as a healthier choice, okay, some of the stores have this sticker at the corner of their stall, all right, and then when you get the receipt, right, okay, from the shop, usually there is a QR code at the bottom of the receipt. All right, basically with this QR code, you can use the camera button that you see at the bottom, the orange button. You can scan the QR code, and then this particular page called the challenges will identify whether you bought a healthier choice food, drink, or item. Okay, then they will give you a stamp over here. Okay, so this is a bit like last time when before all these smartphone apps come about, you have certain stamps, right? You maybe go NTUC Fair Price and you spend above certain amount, the cashier will then issue you with a chalk or a stamp. Then you got to stick onto a card, right? And then after maybe 20 purchases, you fill up all your stamps already, right? You can go and redeem. Redeem what? Redeem nice pot, nice bowls, nice cutleries set, correct? Many of you may remember that. I remember because when I was young, I go with my mom to NTUC. That's what I always have to carry home for her. Okay, so the concept is similar. Of course, now you don't need the hard copy paper, no need the stamp anymore. The cashier just give you a receipt. Whether you eat, you drink, or you buy items from the supermarket, you just take the receipt. You use this phone app. You press the orange button, the camera button. You scan. Straight away, this page on the left, okay, it says where it says challenges. It will identify whether it's a healthy food, healthy drink, or healthy item. Then the stamp will appear there. Okay, so as you can see, after you have consumed three healthier option food, you get a prize, right? And at the same time, once you buy three healthier drink options, you get another prize. Okay, and of course, for the items from the supermarket, you must buy 6 items, then you get a prize. Okay, so this is how the challenge works, and you can accumulate the stamps to get those prizes. Okay, but just take note, the prizes change from time to time, and so always keep a lookout. Whenever there's new challenges, there's updated prizes, the app will notify you. Okay, and I sometimes I do see some very good prizes like vouchers. Okay, so keep a lookout for this. Okay, then we go back to the dashboard. We go back to the dashboard. You scroll up. Okay, at the dashboard, you realize that it will now tell you how many stamps you have to your next reward. Okay, and it will also tell you what are your rewards that you have accumulated. You also will get health points based on the food, the drinks, or the items that you purchase. Okay, and when you click on the rewards or the health points, it will then tell you what you can redeem and what you can use the reward for. All right. Okay. The next, if you look at the bottom of your screen, right now the dashboard is lighted up, right? While the rest, things like challenges, nearby, and bookings, the color is a bit dull. Okay, so basically there's a difference in color because depending on which page you're on, the color of the icon will be brighter. Okay, so I've gone through all the important things on the dashboard. The next one I will go through is challenges, okay, which is the button beside dashboard. So if you can, click on the challenges button for me, and it will bring you to this page. Okay, it will bring you to this page. Now, when you are here, all right, you will see that there's two types of challenges. Challenges that are currently available and challenges that you have joined. All right. So if you like to take, I mentioned earlier that one interesting thing about this app is that it don't just allow you to keep track of your steps and your fitness, but it allows you to take part in some of these challenges that brings a bit of fun to exercising, bring a bit of fun to keeping fit. Okay. So you can find out what are the challenges. You can click on it. You can join. All right. And do in your free time, I will encourage you, do find out more about these challenges, okay? Because some of them really have very interesting prizes. Next, the third button on the bottom bar, after dashboard, you have challenges. The third button is nearby, okay? So this nearby button allows you to search for events, eateries, facilities, walking and running routes nearby, all right? So moving from left to right, okay, you will see that the events button is in purple, and because I stay in Punggol, okay, so you can see, all the active, uh, healthy lifestyle activities happening in Punggol, okay. So depending on where you stay, if you have allowed permission for the app to know your location, then all these things will list out based on where you are right now. Okay. So for example, if you're in Clementi right now, then all the healthy lifestyle events in the Clementi area will be listed there. If you're staying in Bedok, then all the healthy lifestyle activities in Bedok will be listed there because those are near your location. Okay. You can click and you can sign up. I tried to sign up just now, but I think because we are still in the circuit breaker kind of a period, um, in phase two. So many of these events have not restarted yet. Okay, so for now, that you will not have many of these things available. But it's still good to know because subsequently, hopefully, we can go back to a bit of a normal life after COVID. You can always come back here to look for events, healthy lifestyle events to take part in. All right. There's another button called eateries. It will tell you what are the nearby eateries that have the healthier choice option. Remember, we mentioned earlier about you can buy food and drinks with healthier choice. They'll give you a receipt, you can scan, and then you can get a stamp to get vouchers or to get other prizes, right? When you click on the eateries button, it will tell you what are the nearby eateries that have the healthier food option. Okay. The third button is facilities. And then it can tell you in your vicinity what are the nearby basketball court, fitness centers, or gym. All right. And then the fourth button is one that I use quite often. You click on it, it says routes. Okay. Basically, around your neighborhood, what are the parks and walking routes that you can use, that you can explore? Okay. Because sometimes when you're walking, it's always nice to have nice scenery lah. Okay. Encourage you, something to distract you when you feel tired. Okay. So if you like to go for walks and you want to know nearby your house or your location, where are some of these nice walking routes, you can click on the routes and all these things will appear. Okay, so this is the feature called nearby. All right. Now, the next feature I will talk about is called bookings. Okay, so if you have made an event booking, it will appear in the bookings page. All right. Of course, now you can't make any bookings because, like I mentioned, we are still, in phase two. A lot of these events have not restarted yet. But if you have made a booking, it will appear on this page called bookings. Okay, it will just tell you what sessions you have signed up for. All right. Now, one of the last few features I'll talk about is this thing called the diet journal. Okay, where you can keep track of what you eat. Okay, so this morning, as you can see, this is your diet journal will likely be empty. Okay, but this is my diet journal for today. I had muffins for breakfast and I had wonton noodles soup for lunch. Okay, so how do you add the meal into your diet journal? So first of all, you can click on the Add Meal button. Once you click on the Add Meal button, you will see this next screen appear. All right, and you will have the add to the date, and you have this particular field. It's called Find with a magnifying glass. Okay, so what you can do is, for example, if you had nasi lemak or wonton noodles or carrot cake, whatever you had, you can just type the words wonton, all right, and the item will appear. Okay, so for example, I click wonton, there's dried wonton noodles and wonton noodle soup. So depending on what you click, you can click on the appropriate one, then it will add into the page for you. Okay, so one good thing here is that it would already calculate the calories for you. And I mean, this is not 100% accurate, but it's about there. Of course, sometimes if you're like me, you're very hungry, you ask for extra portion of noodles, then this will not be accurate lah. Okay, but on average, this calories that is listed there is on average. Okay, now so just now that this method that I showed you is an easy way where you can just put in the name of the food item, you click, and then it will add in for you. All right, there's another interesting feature. Okay, yeah, so once it's added, all right, this is what happens to the page. Okay, you will see the food item appear, and then it will be added into your a list. Okay, now another way which I find very interesting, where you can add the food item, is by using the camera function. Okay, by using the camera function. So how you do this is, so for example, this morning, my wife made some muffins for me, all right? And this is a real photo of the muffins, okay? This is my dining table. And I was trying to add muffins into my food list, but I couldn't find muffins in the list, all right? So one thing I did was that using the app, okay, using the app, let me just find the, using the app, okay, I click on add meal. I click on add meal, and because I couldn't find muffin, all right, I click on the orange button. I click on the orange button to bring up the camera, okay, to bring up the camera, okay, and after I bring up the camera, I there's a few options in the camera: QR code, photo, gallery, or barcode. Okay, I click on photo, okay, and my camera appeared. Okay, and basically I just took a photo of my muffins. I took a photo of my muffins, and I told the app to use the photo, and it started asking me if this meal was breakfast, lunch, or dinner, and whether it was prepared at home or somewhere else. All right, and then even though I uploaded this photo, the app can detect that I had muffin, that this photo that I uploaded is actually muffins. All right, so this particular screen on the right, okay, it will detect that I had muffins. Okay, so sometimes your photo you didn't take so well, okay, it's not so accurate, try again. All right, or it sometimes have a few options for you. If you think that muffin is not correct, it gives you other options. Like for example, in this example, it says Indian deep fried battered eggplant, or vegetable tempura, or yam fritters. Okay, so I can choose the right one. It will try to give me a close a close estimate of what I had. Okay, so this particular function is interesting because it's actually using image recognition technology. Okay, the Healthy365 app has a bit of image recognition capability. It is able to recognize what is the food item and can tell you what is likely the food that you're having, so that you sometimes don't have to type the word out. You just take a photo and you can have a few selections for you to pick the right food item. Okay, so again, this is image recognition is an interesting technology that has been just added into this Healthy365 app. Many people don't know about this, but sharing it here with you so that you can go and play around with it. Okay, maybe you can sometimes find pictures online, and take a photo. I do realize while playing with this that when I take a photo of the actual food, the app is more accurate. Okay, compared to when I take photos, I use the app to take a photo of another photo. Like in this instance, when I use my phone to take a photo of these muffins, it was not very accurate. But this morning, when I took a photo of the actual muffins, it was very accurate. All right. Okay, at this point, before I move on to the last part of today's session, to explain to you how does the steps tracker work, okay, I just want to pause again to see if any of you have any other questions at this point before I move on. All right, let me go back to the Q&A chat. Okay. So, all right. Let me now. I saw some of your questions, but let me. I think we'll talk about them later at the end. Okay. Now, for this last segment of the lesson, really is a bonus sharing. Okay, where I thought that it's interesting for me to share with all of you also. How can our steps tracker or mobile phone be able to detect our steps? Okay, so have you guys ever wondered this? Why is it so interesting? How did my steps tracker be able to identify the number of steps? And I don't know if you like me, you are like me, when it first was launched many years ago, I was playing around with it and I was really walking in my house, okay? And it is quite accurate, right? So why can the steps tracker be so accurate? Okay, so fitness or steps trackers and some mobile phones, they contain a motion sensor that is able to detect body movements. Okay, they contain a motion sensor that is able to detect body movements. Okay, so motion sensors is not something that is new. It has been around for many years. Okay, the most common motion sensor technology, the most common one that you can see actually is along your corridor, your house corridor. Whether you're staying in a condo or a HDB, a lot of the lights along the corridor of your HDB or your apartment or your condo already have motion sensors. What this means is that at usually around 7 p.m., the corridor lights will turn on, right? And normally the lights will not be at its full energy. It will not be turned on fully. All right, it will be quite dim, maybe 50% of its brightness. But once you walk near the area, suddenly you realize that the lights brighten up. Right, that's because each of these light bulbs in the corridor have a motion sensor to detect that there's movement. And once you detect there's movement, it means that someone is coming, then they will brighten up the corridor. Okay, so motion sensors are a type of smart technology, okay, that we use to save electricity, because there's no point in keeping all the corridor lights on, at its full blast the whole evening, the whole night, when no one is using it, right? Especially, after midnight to 6 a.m., where usually not a lot of people will use the lights. Most people are sleeping, right? So nowadays at the HDB estates, the lights are dimmed and they use motion sensor that once it detects someone coming near, it will brighten up. All right. So it only brightens up at the appropriate time. Okay, so those are examples of motion sensor, and I believe many of you would have seen it before. Okay, now in our phones and our steps tracker, they also have this motion sensor that is able to detect body movements, changes in our body movement. Okay, so this motion sensor inside the hardware inside the steps tracker and the smartphone is called a three-axis accelerometer. Okay, it sounds very difficult, but don't worry, you don't have to remember all this. You're not studying for an exam. Okay, but the purpose of this sharing is just to help you understand what goes on inside that watch or smartphone. Okay, so this hardware, this chip, okay, that's inside the watch or mobile phone enables it to detect our body movements. So when we shift left, shift right, we walk in front, we walk backwards, we climb stairs, there's a difference in height. Okay, this accelerometer can detect those movements. Okay, and how this movement works. Okay, so this uh, this diagram is complicated, but I just wanted to show you that whether you're tilting it to the left or to the right, you're tilting it up or tilting it down, it can detect your change in movements. And basically, this particular chip that's inside the phone or the watch, okay, is able to detect gravity. And once there's a change in the gravity direction of the chip, it knows that certain movements have been made. All right. So whether you are running fast, running slow, walking forward, walking backwards, climbing upstairs, or climbing downstairs, it can detect. That's why for some of your smartwatch, it can even detect the number of stairs that you have climbed today. How they know? They don't have a camera following you because there's a change in the gravity. That's why they know you have climbed certain stairs today. Okay, so this particular chip, not only can it detect body movements, it can also store information on the chip and process the information. So I give you an example. Once the chip has information about your age, your height, and your weight, the software can actually compare this data about your age, your height, and your weight with the distance that you have walked daily. It can then recommend a fitness regime for you. Okay, so for example, if you tell the app you want to lose 2 kg in 1 month, all right, the app will recommend you based on how much you walk every day on average, based on your age, your height, and your weight. We recommend you to walk 5,000 more steps every day in order to hit your target of losing 2 kg in weight. All right, so this chip also can store information and can analyze information, which is why some of your fitness apps, they can recommend to you what are some of the exercises you need to do, okay, to hit your weight loss target. Okay, so this is just a quick sharing to share with you actually what goes on inside your smartphone and your uh, steps tracker that make it so clever, so smart, okay, that can help you give you recommendations on your fitness goals. Okay.